some people's like needs of like getting out, partying and stuff like that. And also peer pressure, remember. People, I don't understand there's so many aspects when it comes to binge drinking. Like you also got peer pressure, drinking, having friends binge drink, so you binge drink with them. You also got the fact that people are going to be addicted to alcohol, which can be another influence of binge drinking. So these images can work, but probably just a short term, depending. If you got a person, I think the images will work for individuals who don't binge drink, who don't actually drink as much.
Oh, okay.
I think they're more likely to take the message forward. But then someone who, let's say, does binge drink quite a few times, like let's say once a week, or like has alcohol addiction, won't take the messages serious.
Yeah, because maybe they're not in as much of a position to, I suppose.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. You also got peer pressure as well, risk-taking behaviours, all those things. You've still got all these things you've got to consider when it comes to binge drinking.
Yeah.
And most people, some people would actually use the opportunity, it's binge drinking, let's take a look what it's like. It can be quite a serious situation, really.
Yeah, so, with what you just said, like, with the motivations people have to binge drink, could that be a element that should be included?
Yeah, the element, like peer pressure, like you have a like instead of binge drinking, like peer pressure of binge drinking and stuff. Don't peer pressure people to binge drink, for example.
Alright.
There's motivation, because instead of like saying, binge drinking does this and that, let's tackle the issue of why people binge drink.
Yes.
Like alcohol addiction, if you've got like an alcohol addiction, like have an advert phoning people and stuff like that. And, like you've got a family friend who believe that they have an alcohol addiction, help them out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tackle the heart of the actual binge drinking itself could be a key idea.
Yeah, so bottom line is that it might be short term, but you're saying that the reason people choose to
binge drink could be a factor that we can look into. I think that could be more of a long-term factor.
Yeah.
Understanding why people binge drink. Like some people can just do it for like escaping. Well, they can just do it to escape. It could be a means of self-harm as well. Remember that it could also be a means of self-harming as well. So you never know. Different people have different motivations for binge drinking.
Yeah. So
when they see the image, they're like, I like it.
Alright then, so next question. To what degree do you think the use of fear appeals is appropriate in terms of how they intentionally attempt to evoke negative emotions in those who view them?
Sorry. What degree do you think we can use? I suppose they're trying to evoke negative emotions to stop people from binge drinking further. And I think it's okay, but I don't think it's going to work in the long term.
Yeah.
I think it's appropriate. I mean, but when it comes to it, I don't think it'll work in the long term. I don't think if you're using this as a long term solution, then I don't think it'll work long term. I'm sorry, but I think the heart we should do is actually looking into why people binge drink in the first place, and trying to have responsible drinking.
Yes. So, for what reason do you believe it is appropriate to show potentially distressing images?
I think if you want to, it's more like an education, really, like educating the public about the problems of binge drinking and the serious effects it can have. Like some people just don't know about the serious harm effects of binge drinking and what it can do to people.
Yeah.
The people around you, the people it affects, it can be quite a serious situation. And I think that's something that needs to be, I believe that it should be used in order to educate the public. It should not be used but I don't think it will be used to I think it's more like I said, more useful for individuals who don't binge drink or hardly drink at all.
Yes.
Say Muslim individuals are more likely to take the message on board, I think, because they know they don't drink, so they understand I'm glad I don't drink, so there's no point. But if it's someone who binge drinks a lot, or someone who does binge drink, then that's going to be a different story. Yeah, what we need to use is understanding what motivates them to binge drink.
Alright then, so the benefits of showing the negative outcomes of binge drinking would be greater than the possible drawbacks of distressing those who would witness these.
I think it's more greater, yeah. I do believe that having some distressing images could be quite useful. But I don't think it's going to be a long-term solution, though. I think it's more likely, this happens, but then if we want to tackle the heart of it, we need to see what motivates people to binge drink in the first place.
Alright, so moving on, to what extent is it appropriate for fear appeals to only represent the worst possible outcomes related to binge drinking in comparison to showing like what some people might consider to be a more realistic depiction of binge drinking?
I suppose when it comes to it, I think a lot of the problem using the worst possible outcomes can kind of, it's more like the idea of using it's more like a what if scenario, like, you know, you're having a good time, but what if this happens, what if that happens, and what if, you know, which I think it is appropriate, but at the same time, you know, if we're looking at real life scenarios, you know, a lot of the times, you know, people can be responsible drinkers. I think a lot of people, when they do drink, I think a lot of people are responsible drinkers. Yeah, you have the one or two occasions of like, you know, accidentally doing something or like having weird, like doing something else. But I think a lot of people can be like responsible drinkers, and like we could seeing people getting drunk and stuff like that in a good way. But I think it's like a balance. I do believe. I think we need to balance out, like, you know, binge drinking is bad, but I think drinking, you know, having fun time can be also good as well, and as long as you're a responsible individual.
Okay then, so yeah, like there needs to be a balance, so it doesn't really.
If you constantly being thrown stuff like, oh, this and that and this and that, then there'll be, I think a lot of the time people just ignore the message. If you're constantly being thrown like, yeah, binge drinking is this, binge drinking is that, then people are just going to be taking the message forward, be like, yeah, whatever. Because with a desensitization to it, you just gets to, if you can't get chucked by something, it gets to the point where it just goes over your head, be like, yeah, I've seen this so many times, forget it.
Yeah, and it's like someone binge drinks quite a bit and none of this happens, then they're not going to take the message on.
Yeah.
Okay then, so overall, to what extent do you agree with the use of fear appeals as a strategy to prevent binge drinking?
I think it's a good strategy to avoid people from particularly for individuals who don't binge drink, to help avoid people from binge drinking. Particularly to those individuals who don't binge drink. I think it's useful for individuals, it's like smoking, for example. There's a study I read, I can't remember what the name was, but like, they did the fear appeal. Yeah. And it works better for non-smokers because they don't smoke anyway. So there's like, yeah, I'm glad I don't smoke, so therefore I'm not going to do it.
Right.
But if you're looking for people to stop binge drinking, I think another solution is needed.
Yes.
I do believe another solution is needed than this fear appeal.
Alright, so what suggestions, if any, would you give, in summary, towards creating a effective alcohol health promotion strategy?
First of all, a balance between the good and bad. Like have stuff like, you know, be wary of alcohol, binge drinking and stuff. But at the same time, understanding that sometimes there can be positive goods, like you know, have fun with your friends, drink responsibly. You know, there's nothing wrong with having alcohol. So it gets to the fear that, oh, I don't want to drink alcohol anymore. But understand that, you know, alcohol's not that bad if you drink responsibly and not excessively and don't do stupid stuff. Also, try and tackle the heart of why people binge drink. Because, like I said, this can only probably work if people don't binge drink in the first place. But if you've got someone who does binge drink, I think we need to think about is tackling the heart of why people binge drink, the motivation behind it. Because there's so many motivations, like simply just wanting to do it is one thing, but also peer pressure, risk-taking behaviour. Sometimes depression, financial reasons. It could be stuff like that. You know, you see people drinking out to, you know, to forget about things and stuff as well. It can just be stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's used as a coping strategy to binge drink sometimes. They can be bad things. So.
Yeah. And you said overall it's appropriate. So I feel so when. In your view, it's more of a matter of effectiveness rather than
appropriateness. Yeah, my main thing is that does it work? How effective is it? Like I said, I do believe that it's effective only for people who don't binge drink, and it's more. But I don't think it'll be effective for people who do binge drink. That's the thing.
Right then. So, final question: which, if any, alcohol health messages have you witnessed in the past that have influenced your opinion regarding what a suitable alcohol health message?
Well,